In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to submit a contract to the Ethereum blockchain using EthTools.com. So as you can see here, I'm on the Ethereum.org website. This is the official website of the foundation. I've visited the Create Your Own Cryptocurrency with Ethereum page. So this is a tutorial that outlines how you can create your own token by creating a token contract on the blockchain. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to this minimum viable token. This is just the most basic possible token that you can create using this tutorial, and because of its simplicity, I am going to use this as an example. You can obviously visit this website and have a look through the source code and the explanation, but for the purposes of this video, I'm simply going to submit it. So I'll select the source code and I will copy it. I then go to the EthTools.com website and visit the submission page, which can be found by clicking Chain, going to the Contract section and clicking Submit. This is, of course, on the test network, but you can submit a contract to the main network if you want to. So I enter the source code that I've just copied into this text area, and you'll see that the compile source code option is now available to me. You can choose which compiler version you want to compile it with. In this case, I'm going to use the most recent one, and you can select if you want to optimize turn on compiler optimization. This will simply use some optimizations to make the compiled bytecode as concise and as small as possible. So at this point, I'm going to click Compile Source Code. It will load. It will take a few moments because, of course, the source code has to be compiled, which is not instantaneous. So I will just wait a few moments for that, and you will be sent to this page. Here you can see a couple of warnings. For example, it says throw is deprecated. This is because in the latest Solidity versions it uses revert. These are not problems that will break your contract, but there is just a newer, more modern way of doing the same thing. So if you want to make sure your contract is as modern as it can be, then you could fix these issues and recompile it. If you go down, you'll see the compiled bytecode. You'll be asked to select which contract you want to deploy, and you'll see the interface for the contract. If, for example, you were submitting a contract which relied on a library, you would have an option here to choose if you wanted to deploy the library or if you wanted to deploy the contract. I will explain that in another video. For now, I'm just going to click Confirm, and I will be asked to load a wallet with which to submit this contract. Now, I've gone ahead and copied my mnemonic to the clipboard, so I'm going to enter that here. I'll also enter a session password, which will encrypt my wallet within the browser session. I'll then click Load Wallet. I'll wait a few moments, and I will be redirected here. Here you can see that I'm directed to enter a transaction nonce and a gas price. These are pre-populated and needn't be changed unless you know exactly what you're doing. I'm then asked to input the constructor inputs. Now, if I quickly go back to the source code, you'll notice here that there is a function named myToken, which is the same name as the contract. That means that it's a constructor, and it takes one argument, which is the initial supply of your token. And to deploy the contract, when you deploy a contract, the constructor is immediately called. So you need to pass in this argument such that the contract can be created with the correct initial balance of tokens. So I'm simply going to enter here 100. That means there's going to be 100 different tokens of my token. Here I can enter a name so that other people can identify the contract if they visit the page. So I will just call this Thomas's token. If I select this checkbox, it means that other people will be able to see the source code. They will then be able to verify that it does what you say it does, and the result is that if you want people to use your token, by being able to see your source code, they'll be able to trust you more. So I will go ahead and I will click to submit this contract, and I wait a few moments. As you can see, transaction is added to your transactions, and I am presented with this. I'll see a loading icon which outlines as to whether this transaction has been confirmed on the chain. Now, contracts will use more gas and or take longer to confirm on the blockchain, dependent on how big their source code is and thus their resultant bytecode. So this may take a few moments. Of course, when it is complete, that loader will disappear and this cross in the transaction section will be updated to a tick. After 10 seconds or so, the screen will automatically update. You will see that the transaction has been confirmed on the chain, and you will see the contract address, which you can click, and obviously still the transaction hash is showing, so you can click to review details about that. You can also click to interact with this contract, and I will outline how that works in a different video.